New Colorado Springs is in the house. And we definitely want to welcome everyone there. So we're about to get this show started in another 30 seconds as everyone is having the opportunity to join into the Zoom. Put in the chat right there where you're zooming in from, because we've got people zooming in from all over the United States and in Canada. We're going to start this show in about 30 more seconds, giving you some more time to get in, get your volume adjusted, because you want to hear this information about an incredible company and a unique opportunity. And before I go ahead and turn it over to our host, Mr. Jim Tanner, I'm just going to share real quickly with you a little bit about myself. I'm Sonora Dansel. I'm located here in Colorado Springs, and I'm live at the Panera Bread here as well. I've got my coffee right here, and I know that you've got yours. But while you're here today, we are so excited because we want to share with you about an incredible company and a unique opportunity just for you. And I make my home here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm a market leader here. What that means for you is that I have the opportunity and the privilege and the honor to go out and speak with people just like you, as well as small business owners, their families, their employees, and sharing with them the information about the company you're about to hear right now, as well as the opportunity that's available just for you. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to our host speaker today, which is Mr. Jim Tanner. He resides over in the New England states over there. He is the vice president of the New England states over there. He knows 100% of the information. And of course, he definitely likes to have fun as well as helping other associates throughout the US and Canada. So, Mr. Tanner, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, sir. Take it away.
Sonora Danzler, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And welcome, everybody. I'm excited to be here with you. And I'm really excited because I'm going to share with you information today that I first saw for the first time 20 years ago. And you know, there's a privilege in that. There's an opportunity in that. There's the act of opening a door in that. And some of you, the guests that are here today, you've been invited by somebody that has already joined us in this mission. So I'm going to be sharing with you the information. And I just want you to see it for yourself as I share it with you. And we're going to respect your time. As Sonora said, this event is taking place in coffee shops, living rooms, and other spaces where two or more folks are coming together across North America. And I'm excited that I could join you here today. The reason I'm here is because we're expanding this company. And we're a company now over a half century old, 51 and a half years in business. We're a company that helps millions of customers, but we are still growing. And as a matter of fact, the best is ahead of us. So today, we're a company of people that are helping people. And we're expanding in communities like yours, like right where you are right now, across the United States and Canada. And so why we've invited you here today, there's a whole bunch of different situations. First of all, we're seeking people that will want to come with us, that would love to have their own business they can operate from anywhere without any of the traditional overhead or concerns or risks of business. And so we're seeking people that want to join us in this mission. And joining us in the mission, I'm going to talk about the mission here in a few moments so you can understand what it is that we would love to have you do with us. We're also seeking people to refer us to others. The fact is that while we have a success story that includes millions of your friends and neighbors and business owners on your main street, USA and Canada, most people have never heard of what we do, and most people have never met one of us. So we're seeking your help in a referral basis. We're going to show you our flagship products today. And in showing you those flagship products, we know that you are going to encounter people that we can help, and we'd love for you to connect us. And we're also seeking business owners in the community. As I said, Main Street USA, Main Street Canada, you business owners that want a competitive advantage in your operations. And I'm going to show you how we have a service that we proudly offer that will give you a competitive advantage in operations. But also, we want to assist you in attracting talent. One of the most challenging things in this global economy is to attract that key talent to your business so you can grow. We're going to show you how we can help you do that. And then, of course, not just attract them, but to retain them, to have them have a happy and joyous experience working with you in your business and then wanting to stay with you. We're going to show you how we can help with that too. So that's what's going on. That's who we are. And as I said, we're looking for folks that can join our mission, but who are the associates that join our mission? Well, there are folks that are looking for a new career. When I first saw this information 20 years ago, it'll be 20 years in February, I was 28 years old. I was working and commuting 2 jobs plus driving around. That was 80 hours a week. And the problem was that I was making enough money to pay my basic bills, but really not all the time. I mean, there were some times that I wasn't able to stay ahead, and I was certainly challenged to get ahead. So I was looking for a new career. Some of you today are looking for a new career. You would love to have the flexibility of being able to choose a career that you could work and wrap around your life, where you're totally in control of your schedule. So that's some of our associates are just people that say, hey, listen, I want a new career. I want something new I can do. Another group of folks that join us in this mission are people that in the community are trusted advisors. You're the person that everybody calls when they need a recommendation, right? You're the person that if someone needs a mechanic, they call you because you know the best mechanic, you know the best real estate agent, the best insurance agent, you know the people, you're that trusted advisor. You provide service, you're influential in your community, and you know everybody. You're the perfect person for us as an associate, because what I'm going to show you today means you don't have to take any time away from what you're already doing, what you already love, the things that are already making you happy, to participate in what we're doing. And then a third bullet, and really I could go on, but just to give you a sample of these 3, a third group of people who join our mission are people that value flexibility and fulfillment above and beyond everything else. So we have an opportunity here where the income opportunity is significant. It allows you to earn linear income, leveraged income, and even residual income. So it's a powerful opportunity. But there's some folks that want flexibility and fulfillment over everything else. They want to be there to see their kids off to school, and they want to be there when the kids get home from school. They want to run their household while they run their business. They want to choose everything, and they want to have the options to do what makes their spirit soar. So we have a lot of folks that are our associates, but they're also musicians and artists, actors and actresses. They're parents and grandparents. They're people that want to live their lives without having to compromise everything. So just as I get into it, who are we, by the way? This is our home office headquarters in rural Oklahoma. We're North America's leading provider of legal safeguards and identity theft protection for individuals, families, and small businesses. Today, over 35,000 companies offer our services as part of their voluntary benefits package. I'm going to come back to these points in a few minutes. 70,000 small business owners in the US and Canada rely on our company to help them compete with bigger businesses and to be on an equal playing field for that competition, to make the right choices, to have the right questions answered, to have the trust and the advocacy for their business and for their families. And today, over 4 million, we're now approaching 5 million people that we cover with our services. So in that home office headquarters where 700 employees go cheerfully into work every day to serve our millions of customers, in this home office that was established about 20 years ago, this $30 million campus for a 51-plus-year-old company. This today, a business that was started by our founder, who unfortunately is no longer with us, but our founder started this company on his kitchen table, took it to the American Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, and then finally the New York Stock Exchange, before our company was acquired by MidOcean Partners during the retirement process of our founder for $650 million. I'm just telling you, you may have never met one of us before that invited you to this presentation. You may have never seen that picture of that home office high on a hill in Ada, Oklahoma before. You may have never heard of our company or our products before, but we have stood the test of time. And I'm going to come back to these flagship products because you heard me say Legal Shield, and it says it right on the top of the building, Legal Shield. And some of you are saying, listen, Jim, I don't know if this is a presentation where that I should be at because, I don't break the law. I don't get in trouble. I don't need attorneys. But the question is, not whether or not you break the law or need attorneys, it's would you use attorneys? If we could, instead of you paying $200, $300, $400, $500 an hour, every time you had a question and wanted to talk to an attorney to get the right answer, every time you wanted to know what your rights were, so instead of having to check your checking account before you could check your rights, would you use attorneys all the time? Because what we've done is we've created an environment where for $1 a day, you and your whole family get the peace of mind of having attorneys available to you whenever you need them. And you might be thinking at $1 a day, what kind of attorneys are they? That's exactly why this screen is in front of you right now. Because if you didn't know any better, you would assume that this would be maybe a call center where people give you some advice, or there's just somebody on the other end of the phone Googling things to give you ideas. But that's not the case at all. Because of the combined buying power of now almost 5 million customers, We're paying over $120 million to our law firms to protect you. That means that these attorneys with over 20 years experience, these attorneys, which today is 6,000 plus in our network of attorneys, are there and responsible for you and every member of your family for $1 a day because of the combined buying power, the network effect of this incredible flagship service. Now, I've had this service since I was a kid, since I was 19 years old. This was something that a gentleman showed me at work on my lunch break one day, and I signed up, and I have never been without it. I'm going to share with you what it does today. Now, it wasn't a cool mobile app for your phone back then. It was a laminated plastic card. But I just wanted to share with you just this quick concept, because often people come to me and they say, Jim, I don't think I would need an attorney. I don't think I would need Legal Shield. And I can understand why. If you just heard the name and didn't see a proper presentation, you might feel that way. But let me ask you a question. If you were my attorney and I came to you and I said, and remember, I told you that this service for your whole family is $1 a day, $29.95 a month, cover your whole family. But what if I came to you as my attorney and I said, listen, I don't want to pay you $500 an hour anymore. I want to write you one check a month, and I want you to cover everything my family needs. And here's what my family needs. I want you to be there so I can call anytime I have a legal question. I don't want to Google it. I don't want to talk to my cousin that's not a lawyer. I don't even want to talk to my cousin that's a different kind of lawyer. Because just like different kinds of doctors specialize in different kind of medical care, a different attorney specialize in different areas of law. So I want to know that I can talk to an attorney that's an expert in the area of law that I have a question in, and I want that to be on an unlimited number of issues. So I want you to do that for me. And just think to yourself, if I brought you this question as my attorney in this little game we're playing, what would you have to charge me on a monthly basis? And could you do it for less than $1 a day? I want you to write letters for me, make phone calls on my behalf. If somebody's pushing me around or treating me unfairly, if they're bullying me or not doing the right thing, I want you to be there to resolve it. Here's what I want you to do. I want to know that I don't have to get on the phone and be on hold and then say things like, let me talk to your supervisor, when I'm getting pushed around, when a company's not doing the right thing. I want my attorney to step in and write a letter, send it to that big box store, send it to that insurance company, send it to that local mechanic, send it to that person that's not doing the right thing. Because I know that a letter from my law firm on the law firm's letterhead is going to have a lot more weight, muscle, and power than me waiting on hold and saying, let me speak to your supervisor. So I want you to write letters. I want you to make phone calls on my behalf. I want you to review every document before I sign it. And whether that's something simple, like I'm getting a new cell phone or joining the gym, or something more complicated, like I'm renting an apartment or I'm buying a car, I want you to be there to review that document before I sign it. Because the fact is this: most Americans, most Canadians have things placed in front of them every day that they sign or click agree on a screen, and we don't read it because we don't understand it anyway. And that document was prepared by somebody else's attorney to protect their best interests, to make sure that it was fair to them, and it's placed in front of us and we're expected to sign it. This happens all the time. Well, why don't people have these documents reviewed by an attorney? Again, because of the high hourly cost of attorneys, most people have realized that it's just easier and simpler to get pushed around and bullied and taken advantage of than it is to have access to your rights before Legal Shield. So as my attorney, I want you to review every document before I sign it. If I have a phone call from the IRS, I want you to step in with audit assistance. If someone's trying to sue me, I want you to be there to cover me when I'm getting sued in civil court. Isn't that powerful? That I'll never have to worry again about what I'll do because I've got you to take care of that. I want you to be there for all that stuff that happens in normal life, like uncontested divorce, adoption, separation, and name change. So that I don't have to worry about who I'm going to call or what I'm going to do because I always have you there watching my back. Also, I want you to take care of my driving record to the best of your ability. And here's what I mean. If I get a ticket or any member of my family gets a ticket, whether that's going down the street, going to the grocery store near my house, or all the way across the country on vacation, I want to be able to just take a picture of that ticket with my mobile phone and have it go to you instantly and securely. And then I want you to get to work on defending that. Now, why? Because it just makes more sense that instead of turning the ticket over, signing it, and admitting guilt to a crime, then watching the points go on my license, watching my car insurance go up, not just for a little while, but for a long while. It makes more sense to have an attorney walk into traffic court for me, talk to that judge on my behalf, and maybe get something done that otherwise wouldn't get done. And since I can't take all of this time and energy to do that, again, whether it's local to me or all the way across the country, I need to live my life. I need to take care of my family. I need to handle my responsibilities. So I'm going to need you to take care of that wherever it happens. Now, what would you need to charge me? Hey, how about one more thing? I want you to prepare my will for me, including my living will, my financial and healthcare power of attorney, And I want you to make it simple for me to give you the information that you need to create it. So I want you to put it in the mobile app. I also want you to put it in a nice, neat digital experience on the website so that I can give you the answers to a few simple questions, and then you can complete my will for me. And this, by the way, is powerful peace of mind, because most people don't get their will done. Not just because they don't know who to call, what attorney would be a good attorney, not just because they don't understand the power and gravity of it, although some people don't, but often it's because of the cost. Because for hundreds to thousands of dollars, most people will put this off. And the fact is that there are a group of people, about 20% of folks in the US get their will done, but they treat it like a once in a lifetime event. Here's the reality though. Every time you buy a house, sell a house, buy a car, sell a car, get married, get divorced, have a kid, have a grandkid, you need a new will. You need to update it. When you have these life events, and there's a million more, it's really a trigger to have your will updated. Well, our members, not only do we get that taken care of up front, but then updated every year at no additional charge. And by the way, even if you have one of those boring years where nothing changes, probably the laws will change. And so you need to have your will looked at again every year. So I want you to do that for me as my attorney. On top of everything else we just talked about, I want you to be there, make sure that's done and updated and up to date every year. Also, by the way, before we finish this little fun thing we're doing here, I want you to sleep with your cell phone on. I want you to be there in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for emergency situations. Because I don't want, if there's something happening in my family to one of my family members, there's a knock on the door or a call in the middle of the night, if there's an accident after hours, if my kid or my grandkid is the good kid in the wrong place at the wrong time, I want you to be responsive. We can't wait until your office opens the next morning. So I need you to sleep with your cell phone on. Now, what would you need to charge me? And by the way, the question really is, because I already showed you the pricing, can you do it, my attorney, for less than $1 a day? Of course not. And again, that's the power of this. And that's why we do that little exercise, because as you see now, what used to be a laminated card, which is now this incredible, robust website and smartphone app, it's intuitive, it's feature rich for the suite of services, and it's accessible on any device. So what we've done is we put peace of mind in the palm of every hand of every member of your family. What we've done is we've created an environment where people can live their lives virtually worry-free, because all of the stuff that keeps people up at night, all the stuff that keeps people from enjoying a stress-free existence, all of that they now have access to. They don't have to wonder what to do or who to call. They just tap a few buttons on their own phone, talk to an attorney that's an expert in the area of law they need an expert in. And by the way, like I said, I've had this since I was 19 years old. I've had landlords tell me I wasn't getting my security deposit back, only to have a check in my hand 24 hours later. I've gotten speeding tickets, only to have the attorneys walk into court and talk to the judge on my behalf, and then allow me to keep my perfect driving record. You understand, we're talking about the things that happen to real people every day, always having my documents reviewed before I sign them, always having an attorney send a letter when a big company's not doing the right thing, is peace of mind. And that's part of our mission. This mission of equal access to the justice system means that we have a mission of bringing this peace, this contentment, this worry-free existence to every corner of every community. Now, what about you, Mr. and Mrs. Small Business Owner? Let's look at small business for a moment. And I'm about out of time, but I just want to make a couple points. Nearly 60% of small business owners who said they experienced a legal event in the past 2 years didn't hire an attorney. And the reason they didn't hire an attorney was the cost. And the owners that did hire attorneys reported spending an average of $7,600 per year. And 20% of them said they spent over $10,000 or more per year for legal help. Most business owners are ultimately priced out of the system, meaning that they don't have the same access to a solution for legal events in their business that their competitors have, the big national and international and global companies that our business owners on Main Street are competing with. It's not an even playing field. But Legal Shield changes all of that. Because with our small business plan, you have the same advice and access for your business that we just kind of went over for your family. Legal consultation and advice, a consultation, all the different specialty areas of law that you need as a business owner, contract and document review for your business, letters and phone calls for your business, even debt collection letters. How about interstate coverage and trial defense for your business and so many other things? I mean, this is the peace of mind that every business owner needs, and business owners by the thousands are saying, I need to have this once they discover that it exists. We also have a plan for those folks that drive the 18-wheelers, because this is the group of people that move our economy by moving the goods across the map. So we have commercial driver's legal plan, which will help with moving violations and everything you see on the screen. I'm just going to go quickly because I want to show you one other flagship product, which is called ID Shield. And ID Shield does, let me just say this, exactly what you think something called ID Shield would do. It does monitoring. Now, it does monitoring better than anything you've ever experienced. And I know everybody here with us today has some form of identity theft monitoring / solution that they've either been offered or accepted, right? From whether it's your credit card, your bank, your credit union, whether it's your homeowner's insurance or something you saw online. Somebody, this is a very noisy space. Somebody has offered you a solution, and most of you have taken, to be responsible, you've taken advantage of one of those solutions. So you have monitoring, and you might even have monitoring that you say to yourself is equal to what I'm sharing with you today, which is monitoring for the things that matter, like your identity, your passport, your driver's license. Is your information on the dark web? Remember, your identity is not just your credit score. It's your good name. It's your brand in the marketplace. It's who you are in the community. It's what people say about you when you're not in the room. So it's much more than just your credit score, and you need to have control over this identifying information, and you need to know when other people have it, because I just want you to think about this. Anything you can do with your identity, a thief can do with your identity. Anything you can do with your identity, I'm going to say it again, right? What can you do with your identity? You can buy a house, you can buy a car. You can drive a car and get a ticket. You can do a lot of things with your identity, and so can thieves. So having control over monitoring is important. Now, we have more robust controls than most, but for example, the ability to monitor your reputation on social media, to finally get the control back from these multi-billion-dollar companies that have all of our data and benefit from that data, and to know if somebody's posting information about you, or if one of your kids is maybe putting something up there, or maybe you just put something up without thinking that it could compromise you. To have reputation management is a powerful addition to the services. But here's why I wanted to talk about ID Shield today: comprehensive restoration. Because this is what, while there's a lot of companies doing a lot of marketing to suggest that they can do this, when you peel it back and look at the fine print, most of the companies are really promising you that they will coach you when you become an identity theft victim so that you can solve the problem for yourself. The problem with that is it takes minutes to find out you're an identity theft victim, and it could take hundreds of hours to unwind that. And when would you be doing that? Probably while you're supposed to be doing something else, right? I mean, when are those times you can wait on hold for Social Security, the post office, the DMV, and all these other institutions? Usually while you're supposed to be at work or handling other responsibilities. And we know that. That's why the ID Shield plan comes with comprehensive restoration, which means two things. You get a $3 million protection plan for identity theft related losses, and you get a licensed private investigator that'll do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to restore your identity to its pre-theft status. Your identity back to the way it was. That's your good name. That's your brand in the marketplace. That's who you are. It's what people say about you when you're not in the room. And our licensed private investigators, the experts, will step in and do that for you. Now, most people get both of these plans, Legal Shield and ID Shield. And when you get the plans together, you also get credit counseling and education, which is really powerful and popular because a lot of folks have questions about how to build their credit and how to buy a home, how to create a budget, and how to get control of their spending habits, understanding their credit card and credit scores. All of that information, when you combine these two services, you get all that debt management and financial budgeting. It's really cool the way that the experts at Legal Shield and ID Shield can work together for our dual plan owners. And who's covered? Everybody, the member, the spouse, the dependent children. We have a plan for individuals with the ID Shield, but Legal Shield and ID Shield is available to individuals and as well as families. This is our wheel of opportunity. And remember, I said, I kind of want to hopefully encourage you to join us in the mission of bringing these services to the marketplace. Whether you do that, and I'll close with this, but whether you do that by aligning yourself with us as an associate or just referring our associates to people you know. But in the time I had, we talked a little bit about Legal Shield and ID Shield. I touched on our small business plan and our commercial driver's plan. I also want to mention to you that we have supplements that really speak to every corner of every community. For example, we have a plan just for people that operate a business from their home address. We have a plan for people that drive for Uber and Lyft in their own personal vehicle that protects you there. And we have other plans as well, what we call supplemental plans. But then I want to talk again to the employers here, because we have the ability to bring Legal Shield and ID Shield to your company and it can be part of your employee benefits package on a voluntary basis, meaning it has no increase to your cost of operation as a business, but it has a major benefit to your bottom line. So I showed you as a business owner how having the access to the attorneys gives you the ability to make more choices and compete on a level playing field with larger businesses. But how about competing for attracting key talent? Now with Legal Shield and ID Shield as part of your benefits package, you have that same robust offering that other bigger companies have. And we will be happy to help you bring Legal Shield and ID Shield in as a voluntary employee benefit. It also helps you to retain those employees and keep them happy, because living a more stress-free life with Legal Shield and ID Shield as part of their benefits package means that they enjoy coming to work more. They're not taking time off for these life event legal issues and identity theft problems that are really distracting people and stressing them out. So I think it's really powerful that our wheel of opportunity allows us to touch so many different lives. And by the way, I'm going to show you the pricing in a second, but our plans are incredibly affordable. They're affordable to just about everybody in the community, and through our member perks program, we have the ability to give our customers, which we call members, discounts on things they're already paying for anyway. Experiences, services, groceries, travel, things that you and I are already doing that we're already paying for. Streaming services like Disney Plus, trips and cell phone coverage. In our family, we save more every month than the actual investment in our Legal Shield and ID Shield membership, making it a total wash just through our member perk savings. And that you'll find will be the case for most people. As a matter of fact, the average monthly savings of our members is $49. So here's our pricing. You can get Legal Shield for $29.95. Then we have the ID Shield for an individual at $19.95, for a family at $34.95. So for a family to get Legal Shield and ID Shield, you're talking about $2 a day. Isn't that powerful? For a couple of bucks a day. You know, we used to say for about the price of a cup of coffee, but I don't know if you've noticed, a cup of coffee has gone beyond the price of Legal Shield and ID Shield for an entire family for the entire month. And I'm going to turn it back over to your host at the local coffee shop that you're hanging out at right now. But before I do, I just want to share with you how we'll compensate you for letting people know that Legal Shield and ID Shield exists. First of all, when you enroll a new member, which just means we're going to provide for you a website where folks, once they find out what Legal Shield and ID Shield is, what it does, which they can do from watching a video, coming to a presentation like this, seeing some information, they can go right to your website and sign up. And for the folks that do, you'll earn anywhere from $70 to $370 every time somebody signs up for a subscription. That's linear income. It's a simple transaction. Somebody signs up for the services and you get paid. And by the way, we get paid every day. 7 days a week, this money is dropped into our bank account by direct deposit. You can also share the opportunity like we're doing with you today, and you can build a team. And now you can have this ability to have leveraged income, because every time somebody on your team signs up a new subscriber, not only do they earn between $70 and $370, but you earn something we call an override, which is a percentage that's paid to you out of a separate bucket to thank you for bringing somebody onto the business to help us expand even faster. And then the power of residual income, because not only do you get paid up front on every subscription, but because this is a subscription service, month after month, year after year, and even decade after decade, you continue to get paid for the lifetime of every subscriber. My first customer that I signed up when I got started in this business 20 years ago is still on the books right now. And my only question to you is, what are you getting paid on right now that you did 20 years ago? Because that's the power of residual income. We have Fast Start training classes to help you capture our Fast Start bonuses, which allow you to earn up to $700 additional as a new associate just getting started in our business. And here's just an example of just, again, part-time, spare time, slices of time, stolen moments, referring folks to these services. If you protected 4 families a month, you could earn anywhere from $300 to almost $2,300 a month. And the question is, what would you use this for? Because remember, you're creating a new income stream without creating a new job, without creating a new obligation, without creating a new responsibility. You're just recommending something that now that you know it exists, you're going to share it with people anyway. And if you had a team of 25 people doing the same thing, what we call duplication, just duplicating the same thing of protecting 4 families a month, in override, you can earn over $120,000 a year. So it's significant income. It's powerful. And by the way, we like to have fun doing this. So we have a program called Performance Club, which allows us to earn cash bonuses every month of up to $500 just by protecting 2 to 4 families a month. And also we go on a trip every year, at least one, somewhere around the world. The company provides it for you and a guest, all expenses paid and no expenses spared. And we're going to Jamaica next. We just got back from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Recently, we were in Hawaii, and my family's been all over the world, Atlantis in the Bahamas, Cancun, Cabo. We even went to Iceland one time. It's just an absolute blast. So we have these trips all over the world, and we'd love to have you walk the beaches of the world with us. So to become an associate in our business, you can start part-time, operate your business because of our technology from anywhere. It's a book of business, as I said, that's willable to your estate, meaning that every subscriber that comes into the system because you referred them allows you to keep earning ongoing residual income, and that income is willable to your estate because you earn residuals not for your lifetime or my lifetime, but for the lifetime of every member. So that can continue to come in even after you and I are no longer here. And we have weekly training programs to help people enhance their knowledge of the business. We're even going to assign you personal coaches and mentors. This is a business, by the way, that you can start for $49. So if you thought it was going to be thousands or tens of thousands of dollars to get started, remember I said at the beginning, without any of the complication or risk of a traditional business. And that $49 really is just an administrative fee that doesn't even cover all of the administrative costs our company incurs to get you started as an associate. They're going to turn on a website for you, set up your direct deposit, get you plugged into all the training that you need, and get you ready to roll. Now, my question as I wrap up, because I'm out of time, how would you like to help us spread the word in your community today? Maybe you're a number one, and you say, I'm ready to get these services. I want Legal Shield and ID Shield for myself, and I'll provide referrals. Well, the person that invited you to the coffee shop will be happy to take those referrals and help those new subscribers for you, and we appreciate that. Now, some of you are a number two, and you say, I'm ready to get the services, and I'm interested in joining the business. I don't necessarily want to just provide referrals. I'd like to capture that upfront income and create a residual book of business, but I have some questions. The great news is the person at that table can answer your questions, and at every table that you all are sitting at, every one of those leaders has my phone number as well. And as soon as I say goodbye, any one of you can get me on the phone and I can answer questions for you one-on-one as well. And some of you are a number three like I was, you're just ready to go. You're ready to get the services, you're ready to get started in the business, and we can help you do that. We're going to let you do that on the website. It's going to take about 3 minutes for you to get registered. Then we'll get your website turned on and get things rolling for you right away. I'm at the bottom of the half hour. I'm excited I got to spend this time with you here today. I'm going to say goodbye and turn off the Zoom and turn it back over to your local leaders where you are gathered today. Enjoy the rest of your day. And for those of you that are joining us on this mission and crusade, congratulations and welcome to Legal Shield. Good afternoon, everybody.